All right. So now it is 7:11 a.m. in California, so where I am presently. And today is 27th of August, 2022. And we will go back to the basics of understanding. So accordingly, I've selected today's topic, the soul's journey on planet Earth. So also we have several new members joining, so it will be good for recapitulating and understanding our whole soul's journey, so that in that what is our role and where comes our spiritual journey, and the fundamental question that where our spiritual journey starts, that who am I, what I'm doing here, what is the purpose of life. Those fundamental questions, when it comes, we search meaning of our life, and then if we pursue that, so then it is revealed to us at some point of time. So today we'll have that understanding of the whole process of a soul's journey. And I'm not talking about particularly our life. We'll realize how small segment is in our life in the whole process. But understanding is to have the understanding. Understanding and awareness is the two wings of the bird, the Bihangam mark we follow our spiritual path. And love and gratitude is a tail which says the direction, which direction we are flying. So understanding and awareness is important. So that's why, so today we'll explain about the soul's journey in general, how normally it happens and in the planet Earth. And we'll try to recapitulate and summarize the whole thing so that the understanding is clear, you get reminded. And also maybe what happens is sometimes the new understanding comes, you evolve in the spiritual path, and then you revisit the same thing, but the meanings are completely different because you have evolved, the frequency is raised, vibrationally you are up, and spiritually you are capable of, understanding in much better way. So that's why we'll start with that. We'll start with the fundamental question that what is the purpose of soul? What is a soul? Soul, we have already explained, because I'm not quoting here any kind of scripture or anything. It is somebody else's experience, somebody has written. There is nothing wrong with that. But what we share here, it is direct first-hand experience, the universal knowledge, the Brahma Gyan came. I'm sharing that. You will also have your own understanding, downloaded experience. That is your truth. So we are all unique. We are on unique being following our own unique journey. So you will have your unique truth. So I'm sharing whatever you will be listening. That is my understanding of the truth. It is not necessarily if anything written here or somebody written who said, it's nothing to do with that. It's just understanding purposes. So take it in that spirit. There was initially that before the starting of the universe, I actually refer it in the physical universe, which is in a three-dimensional space, like the planets and galaxies and all this. So before creating the physical universe, there is only one entity, the creator. It's a consciousness. And so I will refer that, the original consciousness, the one, as universal consciousness. This universal consciousness, it is having everything infinite. We cannot even imagine that what can be. Like it has got infinite power. Means by willpower, it can create anything. Just by wish, it can create anything. It is an infinite joy. And it is having infinite knowledge. All knowledge, whatever it is possible, it is there. And in any kind of complicated knowledge, everything is there. I'm just, for example, I'm giving how a turbo engine of a aeroplane works, it knows. Okay, I'm just giving for example. I don't think, that time nothing was invented, he or she or it doesn't know anything. It's not that. Everything is known. Any possibilities are all known. That is kind of infinite, knowledge. Infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite wisdom, infinite love, pure joy. Everything is infinite. The entity, that's what I'm saying, is very difficult for us with our mind to even imagine that kind of thing. So there is fine. There's a consciousness. And so even though I avoid giving any spiritual things or no religious context, but just for your information, if you say that in that entity, that in Hinduism, they are referring as a Param Shiva, the one, ultimate, the one. So anyway, and when the merging with that is called Shivatva, it's just oneness. So I will not mention of that text because the moment I say Shiva, many people, they come and some visualize some Jatadhari Sapwala and Chandwala and Ganja Pinawala, forget Ganja Wala. So any entity like that, it is nothing to do with that. Those are somebody's imagination, put it into that kind of energy. There was nobody like that. So I will not confuse you going to that and then Shiva said whom to what and all this kind of stuff. So get out of that. So universal consciousness is having all the power, everything, all types of knowledge, omni-known, omnipotent, and omnipresent, obviously, because there is no time and space that time. That time means it is, we call it an eternal now, so there is no time. So all fine, all good, but what happens is, like, if you have that kind of power, your wish is also like very big, infinite. It felt, I just joke, I said that, so all alone it felt it is to be boring. Yeah? We need to do something. We need to do some play. Yeah? Where was the need to create the universe? There was no need. Yeah. So I'm just giving the understanding purposes only. There is no need to create a universe. But it wants to, it's feeling bored, it has to do something. So creator, if you say what is the job of the creator, it's the job only to create. Keep on creating, even now in our time scale, keep creating many things. Welcome, Vikas. So it wants to, it has all the knowledge, but it wants to experience that. Suppose how it is feel like to be in a third child in a family. How do we feel like to come last in a sport? Okay. How to win a gold medal in a competition? These are all wishes, infinite wish. It wants to experience that. How to experience when you miss a flight? All these kind of things. It wants to experience. How to experience traveling in a train and talking to a co-passenger. I'm just giving some random examples so that I understand how many infinite varieties are possible. All these experiences are human experiences. There can be some other experiences like how it is to be there. So in one place you become a tree and don't move, and experience that area for 100 years. Or be an animal and go and find your food and take care of the children with a lot of risks in the forest. All these kind of things are the part of that wish list of an experience that the universal consciousness have. So it has got universe, not universe, it is the infinite, it is infinite power. So their wish is also like infinite. It wants to experience itself in finite ways, including the relationships, complex matters, that interrelation between nature and the life and, living being and all this kind of thing, all different type of spiritual stuff, different type of some enmity and forgiveness and, feeling pain and getting out of it, all as part of the experience. It wants to experience itself in an infinite way because big boss have a big dream, no? So that kind of stuff. I'm just making it the words so that you can understand what was happening that time. So what happened is that time it created infinite parts of itself. It is the only one. By just sheer willpower, Ichha Shakti, it created infinite power of itself. It kept creating. And these independent parts have been given identity. Earlier, there is only one. There is no, no need for any identification. The first car which is invented and run on the street, it doesn't need a number plate because there's only one. But when they start creating these parts of itself, an identity is given, and the name of that is called soul. And as it wants to experience itself in finite way, so infinite parts are created, and those in each and every parts have been given a plan to follow. Not everything will follow the same path because it wants to experience in infinite ways. Suppose you like to try as much food as possible. You like to visit as many places in the world as possible. This is your wish list. You wanted to, same thing here. It wants to experience in as many infinite ways because infinite power has got infinite wish. As I was saying, so infinite souls are created. It's a part of itself. Now the issue is if that it has started given a journey. So it will combination and this and that, it will have something here and there. To give that experience, the time and space have been created. Otherwise, experience is not possible. It has to be some sequence of events, sequence of things. So you need a space. You need a stage to perform it. So space was created and the time was created because if everything is happening at one time, then you will not have the experience. It will be all jumbled up together. It is created at the same instant, but it is played with over the period of our time. That's why the time was created. So how this concept can be understood, it is like the whole movie is in a CD. At this moment, everything is in the CD. But when the CD is played, then the scene by scene, the whole story is revealed. Same thing as our soul's journey. Time and space has been created. There are, again, infinite number of spaces created where the soul can have a different types of experience. Earth plane is one of them. Earth plane is one of them, and mostly we come here on the earth plane to understand, to experience about mainly relationships and money matters. There is no other plane where the money is there. Exchange of money. In higher dimension, it is all about love and gratitude. If something has been given and you express love and gratitude, that's what the energy is settled. But only here in art plane, we have money. So we come here to experience, and the money lessons we got through experience. So that is one of them. Of course, there are two more things that we come here. We want to take care of our own health. So that is not automatic. This automatically we don't get healed. We don't get cured. We need to do something. We need to take care of the health and things. So that is a part of the lesson. And also the relationships. We have to make relationships. So the combination have been created, but we have a contract of a free will. The free will, why there is a need for a free will contract? There are two things play here. When we come here on the planet Earth, the source has been disconnected. Like you cannot remember that you are part of that, the original. Then you cannot have experience, because if you know that you came from where, and also at the end of soul's journey, there is nowhere else to go. It has to go back to the source. That is the completion of the journey. That's what I call it, like the zero. In Arabic they call it sifar. Sunnah means you start from something and again you go back to the same place. First you gain something and then start losing. So not losing. First you taking, then giving, matter ends zero, balance, and you go out from that. That's how the whole soul's journey is played out. So when we come here to, once all souls come here to experience life in different forms, in different places, in different combinations. And that experience, we cannot have experience if we know who we are. Then there is no experience. Like it is like going to a movie knowing the whole story, then you will not get the thrill of that. Or watching a cricket match where a recorded version means you know the outcome, when, who will out and who will be entry when and how much score will be done, then the thrill of watching the cricket match will go. So that's why people go there in the stadium to watch live matches, or they watch on the TV live, so that they can get the thrill, they can get the experience. If you see the recorded version, everything is known, that thrill is missing. You can still watch as a replay. Now, in this particular case, to have that experience, as I said, the time and space have been created, and it follows. Free will is direct, output of empowerment and the pure love. There cannot be any better gift from a creator than to give you the free will. You have a full right to do anything. It is the highest level of empowerment. Out of love, it gives you whatever you wish for. You can do that. If everything is programmed, then you will have a life of a robot. You cannot experience anything. You cannot deviate anything other than what is programmed. So what is done? It's given the limit boundaries. Like there are something. It's called pancha kanchuka, like 5 limitations. Being a soul, like you will have a limited wish. You cannot wish everything. Limited power. You cannot have a umpteen power. There will be some kind of limit. You will have a limited time. There will be life, so start and end of life. So birth and death kind of thing will be there, because the time is limited, power is limited, knowledge is limited. Within that limitedness, you can express yourself. The boundaries are set, but not the content. So that's the free will that takes place there. So then we run our life. The whole situation has been created, but what we do, what we say, and what we think, that is governed by our free will. So accordingly, we act. So this is the way on planet Earth we enter as a mineral, like with a stone or rock or metal. So mineral kingdom, we enter in the planet Earth. So after that, we have several experiences on that, the mineral kingdom. Then we enter, I'm talking the soul's journey now. I'm not talking of the Darwin's theory of life, evolution. I'm not saying that. I'm saying soul journey, how soul experience itself. So one soul enters normally, there are exceptions, but normally it enters the mineral kingdom, then enter into the plant kingdom, different type of plant, some small plant to big plant, the big tree, grass, and everything, all these experiences. Then enter into animal kingdom, small element, animal, single cell, then bigger animal, then mammal, birds, mammals, and so on and so forth, the water and the fishes and all these kind of things. Then human. So the animal also, we evolved from that, what is the spinal cord that is horizontal to vertical, that. And then we enter into the human lives. And the human also, there are different, many human lives. And for us, all of us, we live in this era. All of us have minimum 700 human lives already. Once you had enough of a human life, then you have to choose for the return journey to go back to the home, to Creator. Because you remember, we started the soul's journey and with going back to the same Creator. This return journey, there is nothing else after human being. You can take multiple births. Creation, the Srishti, is not in a hurry. It can wait for thousands of more years till everybody chooses to go back. This process, when the transformation happens, from the normal, the human being, like a working and level, become the being level, and that transformation is a self-realization or enlightenment. Enlightenment, then after that, we go back to our source. There is further journey after enlightenment also. Then we complete the soul's journey, and final one, we have in the all workshops, I've explained about the 7-body system. So slowly, the lowermost bodies are got merged into the previous ones, and finally we march to the 7th body. The example, the analogy we give, like the river can pass through different land and different places. End of it merges with the ocean. That is a final place to go. We have done our camp in Gangasagar. That is the meaning of that. End of a soul's journey. We merge with the Creator. The water originally came from the sea through cloud and all this. It go back to the sea. Same here. So that we go. That is the way to go back. The spiritual journey is the return journey, going back home. So this is how it is played. And when one get enlightened, all the previous lifetimes of the journey on the planet Earth is revealed to him or her, because then the present life journey is no longer important. It is a soul's journey on planet Earth, the purpose that gets revealed, purpose of this life, and of course, what is the overall purpose, what was the original plan of the Creator that soul carried to that has been played out here. Everything is understood. So I have experienced many past lives, and it revealed to me, particularly some of them before that it started. By now I lost count, maybe more than 75 or 100 lives I've seen actually what happened there, including the life of a mineral. I was aware where I was a rock, maybe some 15 million years someplace. Eventually, that place is in UAE, where I currently live. In between Dubai and Abu Dhabi, there is one place. I was a rock there. Every time I pass through that area, driving, just I'm sharing some personal story here. I hear a particular sound, like that kind of sound. Initially, I was thinking that, I'm talking long back when I first came to UAE, 2011. By the time I had a Guru Kripa that that enlightenment happened by Babaji's grace. After that, I traveled there and I was just passing through. So I can hear that sounds, and something happened to, I was saying, maybe there are some, what is called, the prayer going on in some mosque, and maybe there is some microphone. I thought that maybe something coming like that. Like that sound. And then every time I go, even if that is not a prayer time, still I get the sound. So, in fact, my office was near that area where it was. I was in a gas plant near the sea. I have to go to that place, and every day I hear that. And then I meditated and found out that is the same place where I was there as a rock. Several, a million years ago, because after that the plant kingdom and animal kingdom happened, then human, I was telling minimum 700 birds. So why the sound? So then I saw that during meditation, what's happened was this process, how a rock became enter into plant kingdom. At least I have not read anywhere. I didn't see anybody sharing also. But I experienced that. In that rock, what happened? I was there for several million, maybe 15 million years. So some million years ago, a pralay came. The pralay, when everything gets, on earth get washed away and new thing, life starts and kind of thing. Pralay came, and that there is a sea. It flooded everything, and then from the rock, when the sea is being receded, then by sand, grain by grain, it has been eroded, that rock. And when the water is going in the flushing, in that one sand particle is going into the very high speed, and ultimately it formed into the one cell plant. Maybe phytoplankton or something from a sand, during the process of pralay. Okay. Then enter into the sea, then sea plants and this, that, and all, then to land plant, and another that died, another plant came, and things like that. Anyway, so those are the experience, direct first-hand experience of what happened to your soul. So then different parts, different plant. Then into animal kingdom, then sea, and end up. Then one point of time we went to Bali for a camp with Prem Nirmalji. I was just going into the sea, and one particular mountain looked very familiar. Okay. Then later on, I go back and to see only that the images are little different, but shape is same. Then I saw one life in the area as a fish in that sea. So I was looking to the mountain from the sea from the fish point of view. So the angle a little different. I'm on the sea beach when watching that. Anyway, these are the kind of experiences you have over the period of your soul's journey. So of course there are human lives, and those are all more dramatic than all these things. But you realize, what is the purpose. We experience in different forms, not always life forms in our standard. Like we don't consider rock as a life, but in soul's journey, it is we enter into that, and we ended with human, then human being. See what happened. You see our in our science, we said 3 dimension is a length, height, width. 3 dimension. 4th dimension is time. That we learned that over the period of time. So then from there, the 5th dimension is a spiritual. That is about the feeling, which cannot be measured. The devotion, the pure love, that cannot be measured in the 3-dimensional thing. So that is a 5th dimensional area. So we need to start, we call our spiritual journey starts with our 500 hertz BVF above the heart chakra opens, and then we goes above that. So that is our 5th dimensional journey. That's a spiritual journey. It's all about feeling. We feel with the heart, not analyze with the brain. Some masters say that spiritual journey is all about learning this 1 foot, how to from your brain to heart. Only this much you have to go. Then when the heart opens, you live with this open heart and this experienced life accordingly. So these are your path forward. So that is your soul's path, and that you experience one by one. Then you have to choose out of free will how to go. And so final journey to go back home, and that is when you are ready. Then when master appears, then teaches you something, you have a choice. To get in touch with the master, we call a seeker. That also have about 50 lifetimes. We keep seeking that some internal thing comes. What is the meaning of all these things? Take birth and then in a family and all the family matters, and then go for some study, and then school, college, get a job or get married, and then have children, and then you have our own life. Then the children's education, children marriage, and end of it you become old, sick, and go to hospital, and one day it's fine, thank you very much. What's the meaning of all these things? So when we start searching meaning, then ultimately we end up into the spiritual path. If, as and when we ask for it. Otherwise, if you don't knock, no door will open. So that seeking, that internal queries will come, and when we seek enough, then the divine helps us to get those things. They may send some representative to answer your questions. So that then when you get yourself self-realized, then no need to ask anybody else. You get the answers from inside, from direct connection. Universal knowledge, you get connected and downloaded. Then you are aware, you got to know about your soul's journey and all whatever I'm just sharing. So this kind of thing, you get exactly what happened, and even future also glimpse which direction you are going. It's all clear. So, and then after that, you choose, no need to come back here on planet Earth. You can go on higher journey and finish as that. Or some of them, enlightened master, they choose to come back also only to guide others. That's called dharmic birth. They don't have to, but they choose to just to help fellow human beings to get enlightened. Enlightenment only in the human body it is possible. It's not possible in any other form. So it is not possible, and you can say that if you wanted to know the, say, dimension-wise, then maybe you can say that this zero dimension is a rock life. The 1 dimension, the trees, they can go only in one height, no movement. And then animal is a through dimension. Then human being is 3 dimension movement and the physical ones, and also the experiencing time. And then, but slowly, once you experience time, you enter into the 4th dimension, and the enlightened version is going into the 5th dimension, where you can feel and get enlightened, and that kind of versions. So this is how we experience different dimension on planet Earth. We experience different types of dimensions, and then this and goes forward. So this is how we, complete our soul's journeys and whatever the projects. In between, there is another factor. I have explained it already earlier. I will not go into that detail in this session. That is called karma. In addition to, I'm just informing now so that you already know that, but I'm just mentioning it here. In addition to our soul's plan, because of free will, we do say or think something which is not in the soul's plan. And if we disturb the energetic balance, we create some karmic account. We need to settle that also. Enlightenment is not possible as long as the karmic burden is there. So we need to settle the karmic account before get enlightened. So a divine help given to do that. And there is a different process I explained also in different sessions. So I'm not going into karma now, but only I'm talking limited to the soul, soul's journey. So this is how the soul's journey has been played out, and how if soul's journey is completed. So that what is the final destination of a soul? The last 2 points that I have already explained, but I'm just saying again, when you start walking the spiritual path, it is a taking exit from the life and death circle. Like previously you were in a roundabout and going round and round into this, and it's called punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, that cycle, because we bind karma, come here to repay the debt and get some more debt and go back and things like that. So to exit from that, we need to have that kind of pull, the inner urge, looking for that, the spiritual path. Then some master appears or more master appears and they give guidance, and with the guidance we choose to follow the path, we get out of that and we get the enlightenment is possible, self-realization. Then you don't need any external master, your inner guru, that your soul consciousness that guides you further, the other final journey. And your soul consciousness knows everything. So it of course knows your past and what is going to have future. It can guide you if by free will, if you offer the steering wheel of your life to your inner guru or soul consciousness. And if you can do that, that is a self-realized version of leading a life or holistic life. So that your soul guides you, give you moment by moment guidance. And that's how it is. It is being played. It is like driving a car. No, moment by moment, you have to take some kind of action so that car is moving, right? You know which direction you are going, but you have to keep doing whatever, you have to hold the steering and make sure you maneuver all this and see on the cars are coming or not. So you would alert and aware, and then the car going same here in the life. We can do that. Only the driver's seat, previously our ego used to drive. We have to overgrow the ego. Ego will still be needed for the lower activities, but for spiritual journey, ego become a hindrance. It doesn't want to give up that power. So we have to, that is a sadhana, how to quieten the mind and go beyond ego so that you can give that to your higher self or soul consciousness to drive your life. So that is a holistic life, and that makes you to go there when the purpose of your life is served. At the end of the journey, you merge with the universal consciousness. So that is the fundamental of the fundamental principle of how the soul journey ends. So with this, I'll conclude this learning session. So if there is any question, you are welcome to ask. Yes, Vani.
Guruji, I have a question regarding the soul's journey between the two human lives. Like, does the soul, like when it is leaving, there are there is process that we all follow as Hindus, like certain number of days the soul is traveling or something like that. Does the soul would be aware of like the relationships that are that the body had, like kind of that is one question that I really was trying
to let me answer one by one. Okay. The moment soul leaves the body, it goes to a astral dimension, which is called Pitrulok. Okay. So the moment it lives there, it gets direct contact with the soul. It knows everything. Okay, all relationships, and even how everybody is there. They can see, they can feel that, what you are doing, what you are feeling, and all. They get that. So it knows everything, because you get the physical limitation is no longer there. So you operate from that soul level, and you get into that. As soul knows everything, it knows everything also. Okay. What is the next question?
Next question I had was like something like we celebrate Mahalaya Amavasya, where we say that like all ancestors are blessing the next
Hmm.
generation and all that, whereas the soul must have taken a form of some other person. So
Hmm.
we is how does actually that like I do believe that there are some blessings from
Yeah. Okay.
elders or but is that understanding fully true or like how does that
Yeah. Okay.
um,
Um, Let me break up the things in different parts. Huh? Just for the
mhm.
time being, remove the ritual part of it. What you
Okay.
do in the Mahalayas, it is a Hindu stuff. It's nothing wrong in that. Different, religion, different culture, they do it differently. Okay,
Okay.
so
Mhm.
that's okay. When showing respect to ancestors is there in everywhere in human
Mhm.
culture. How
Yeah.
you do that, only the ritual is different, but the purpose is same. But let me explain you the more important question. Yeah. So you are saying if somebody is taken rebirth, then how we can contact? So this idea comes from the assumption that soul is inside the body. Soul is trapped in the body. The how it is accessible to me. Suppose my father taken another birth. So how can I contact my father if he has taken any birth? Isn't it? The idea behind asking is I assume my father is inside that body, so he is not available to me now. That's the assumption, right? It doesn't happen that way. Okay. Soul is always there. Some part of it takes the birth.
Mhm.
Some consciousness is given to the body, not everything.
Okay.
Our soul contains the body. Body doesn't contain the soul.
Okay.
It is like a WhatsApp chat room environment. You see that everybody has a small photo or icon next to his or her name. So in the chat room environment, that icon is that person. But in reality, the icon is the whole person. It is in that environment that is that person there. So in same here, even if that somebody taken birth, one part of the consciousness goes towards inside or connected to the body, not inside, and the rest of the things is available for any kind of communication. And that soul knows everything, all the fourth and fifth body. I have given some slide to explain that when it takes birth, only energy body, physical body forms. First two. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, these are the soul package, these bodies. So fourth body, fifth body always remain. Whether the person taken birth, alive or not alive, doesn't matter. The fourth body is always there. And that is how we can communicate also. Even somebody left the body, somebody is not taken any birth, we can also communicate with the fourth or fifth body. Only we also have that body, fourth body. You have to go to the fourth body, and fourth body to fourth body, you have to establish connection. Okay, that is a technique I'm explaining. So how to do it and all, that is a different issue, the method. I'm saying that technology, it can be done this way. Okay, and in between another question also, you have asked, so anyway, a ritual about the forefathers, how to do that, you can just doing by simply praying, because at the soul level, we choose which family we have to take birth to settle some of our karmic thing. And some of the things are we get it by inherited from our forefathers. So by our act and action we can neutralize those. Suppose some karmic accounts are collective, like a family. By our own effort we can, like some, suppose you have a family debt for your grandfather taken some loan, it is not paid, you can repay the loan, and your grandfather name will be cleared from the bank as well, even if he is not alive, like that. I'm just giving some extreme example to understand this. Same, if somebody in your family get enlightened, then all forefathers, they also get relieved, they got benefit from that, because energetically everybody is available there. In higher dimension, all our forefathers are available. Doesn't matter whether take another birth, three more births, doesn't matter. and in one level, they are always available. So that's how it played. All right. Okay. Just to tell you, maybe this link will be ending soon. So if you see that suddenly that meeting is stopped, I will send another link. Please join through the second link. Don't click the same link again. Okay. I'll post it into the group. I think few minutes left of this particular link. It gives me one hour link. So I think first hour is ending. But if you have any other question, you please raise. But in between, if it stops, please log in again so that you can get that. If you can join back again, and then we continue our discussion.
Thank you, Guruji.
Okay. God bless you.
Nirupam here.
Yes, Nirupam.
This is the first dimension, second dimension, third dimension. You are talking fourth and fifth dimension. Can you just explain it again?
Okay.
Different dimensions. Yes.
Okay. Now, what I was telling is just to give an idea. So, if somebody is when we enter into our this planet Earth, we start with a so-called zero-dimension life, like a stone or something. There is no growth, no, same shape, same form, no movement, nothing. Zero dimension. Then we take next life form. We go to the plant life, which is a tree. See, trees only grows in one dimension, a root or up. The single dimension, the movement. So from that tree, we go to the animal kingdom. So animal kingdom has a two-dimensional, equivalent to two-dimensional growth. It can grow also. It can move around also. Then we go into the third dimensional, that human being, the form. So that goes into there, or you can say that the lower animal kingdom is a second dimension, single plant or something, a single cell, or this kind of lower ones, and the four-legged ones is that they are the three-dimensional area. And fourth dimension is a human being when they experience time also. Human being experience the time and the difference, and all the animals, they don't experience in that way. That's why the animals, they don't get bored. Human being get bored. So they just go with the nature.
Good evening, Rajdeep.
Good evening to you. Let me allow the members to join in.
I hope I'm not very late to join.
No, it's fine. All right. So now we almost everybody has joined. So we'll continue our question answer session. So if you have any question, you just ask, raise your hand.
Guruji Pranam. This fourth and fifth body, which is surrounding our physical body, Guruji, where is its location? It is omnipresent or is it in some astral world?
No, it is in the energy dimension, in energy and higher dimension.
Higher dimension, but present locally or astral world?
No, it is connected with our physical body.
Okay.
Like the thing is that it is much bigger than our physical body. So, but it is energetically kind. So you can size and shape physically. It is difficult to fathom.
Okay.
It's like a layer or around us, but that contains our physical body. So for understanding purposes, you can say that body is like a shell and we are inside that shell. So it's like a layers, concept-wise.
So when we say our higher self, generally the terminology which is being used is higher self and lower self. So
Yes.
a higher self, now this fourth and fifth body, we call it higher self?
We call the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth body as a package, as a soul, which is our higher self.
Okay.
And physical body and energy body, these are lower self. Physical body with mind particularly is called lower self.
Lower self.
Our ego is lower self.
Okay.
Mind, body, intellect package, that is ego, that is lower self. And our third body to sixth body, this package is our soul consciousness or higher body, higher self.
So with each birth, with each incarnation on the earth, our higher self is getting updated or upgraded?
Updated with
Because all the experiences of this particular birth,
are stored. Yeah,
okay.
Experiences are stored, but the lower two bodies are formed again at the time of rebirth.
Okay. When we say
Energy body and physical body has formed new. Rest of the things remain the same.
When we say, Guruji, that a portion of the higher self comes into the next incarnation.
Mm-hmm.
When we take birth, now this on the death, the first two bodies are dissolved. Now next again, when we take birth, a portion of the, because as you said that complete soul doesn't take birth. It is only
Correct.
a portion of it comes in the physical self. So which is that portion?
Mm-hmm.
That is mind, body, intellect portion?
No, it is not. It doesn't work the way you are thinking that some part will enter into that. It's not that. Okay, normally the way for understanding purposes, what I say, suppose you have a house in Delhi. Okay, that is your physical body. And that particular, that area, that is your energy body. So in Delhi, suppose where, just for example, where your area, name of the area?
Shalimar.
Your house? Huh?
Shalimar, not Delhi. North Delhi.
Not Delhi. Okay. Now, what is the name you said?
Shalimar.
Shalimar Bagh. Okay. So suppose, I'm just giving for example, your house is physical body and Shalimar Bagh is an energy body. Okay, the aura, which is you live in that thing. So Shalimar Bagh contains your body, your house.
Correct.
So now you wanted to go to the another place. Suppose you go to Janakpuri and got another house.
Okay.
So you leave that house and buy a new one in Janakpuri. So you are in Delhi only,
Correct.
but your area and house is new.
Correct.
Okay, then you decided, no, we'll not stay here. We'll go to some other Vasant Vihar.
Okay.
So you shift that and have another house in Vasant Vihar. So different part of time you'll have within Delhi, but you have different houses.
Okay.
All the houses are in Delhi. Delhi has not entered into your house.
Okay.
You are in Delhi. Delhi is not inside the house.
Okay.
So Delhi always there, whether there is a house or not.
Understood. Correct. Understood.
Okay, suppose you decided that okay, you will not build any house, currently. Delhi will still remain.
Okay.
All the documents of the house will still remain, but your physical house is not there. So maybe you decided, okay, 1 year will not hire any house, will stay somewhere outside and come back. Okay, so you can do that. And then again, when you buy another house, then it is from. So that's how I'm just giving an understanding. So Delhi is in India. India is in, say, on the world. The world is in a solar system, and then it is in a universe. So even if you change the house within the Delhi, that means India contains Delhi as well as your house. Okay, so in the Delhi's record, everything is recorded in a different part of the time scale, like that. So India contains Delhi, Delhi contains Shalimar Bagh, Shalimar Bagh contains your house, but it is not other way around. Your house doesn't contain India.
Correct.
Similarly, your fourth body has all your past life experiences stored.
Okay.
Because India has never vanished. Your house you are changing.
Understood.
One house to another in different localities, but the India remains same. So same. That's I'm just for idea wise. That is how it has to be. Our life operates.
Okay.
The physical body. So if you say your house in Delhi, answer is yes, and but it not necessarily Delhi has to enter into your house. That's how the soul need not to enter into our physical body, but our soul has the body. Okay, I'm just giving some conceptually. This is how it operates.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. God bless you.
Guruji, I have a question.
Yes, Chaitali.
Guruji, my mother died 3 years back. So I want to know, does she loves us the way she used to still now?
Yes.
Okay. Or
Loves and always present. Always present
Okay.
with all of you.
Okay. My second question is, before she became my mother, she had taken lots of birth also. One book you referred as "Dying to Be Me" by Anita Murjani.
Correct.
Right? So she when she experienced near death, she saw her father and her best friend. Okay, and so what was that? That was the soul's higher level, because
Yeah,
okay,
that is the astral dimension, Pitraloka,
okay, maybe
where after death people they go, or you can say it is also known as spirit world.
okay,
One time I was explaining the different stages of, some people call it heaven and hell and all this kind of, that is a spirit world. Okay. So after death, they go there.
And what if her father was already taken birth?
Doesn't matter. Still it will be available.
Okay.
Even if you build another house, Delhi will be in Delhi.
Yes.
Okay, you can always access that from that. It is existing in the different forms and the different layers. So we can go to the source and then find from there. It's okay. So that's what I was explaining to Vani that earlier, that if taken birth doesn't mean the soul disappeared. You make another house doesn't mean that Delhi disappeared. Okay, Delhi will still exist.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you,
All right.
Guruji.
Yes, Vani. Thank you.
So Guruji, what you are saying is, my soul might also be helping somebody else or blessing someone else.
Oh, yes, all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Every night when we sleep, every night means anytime we sleep, there is a phase called deep sleep.
Mhm.
Our soul leaves our body and go and meet with everybody. And there
Okay.
is no time and space there. So by 10 minutes, they can cover maybe 20 lifetimes. Okay.
Okay.
That kind of speed. So because their timeline is completely different.
Mhm.
So all of us, we do. Forget about our father, mother, whether they're live or not live. We do. Every night when you sleep, deep sleep, our body remains sleeping, and soul goes and meet with all our friends and fathers and families and the mother, whether they're alive or not. We meet and come back. We do.
Okay. That's a relief. That's kind of a relief to know
Yes,
that.
yes. Only thing question is why we don't know, because when you travel, your brain doesn't go with you. So there is no physical memory.
Okay.
But when you go into the higher level, you have a awareness. Even if you are going astrally somewhere, you will know where you went, what you visited. Or it is possible to do that during meditation, alert and aware condition. Then you can do that also. But we do every night, but we don't remember. That's all.
Thank you.
Okay. God bless you. Yes, Shukriya.
So the example which you gave, explanation.
Shukriya, can you be a little louder? I cannot hear you properly. Yeah.
Okay. Is this better?
Yeah, better. Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact is that, like you said, that the solar system contains the world, which contains the country, which contains the city, which contains the multiple localities, which contains our home. So that is how the physical body is.
That's right.
So now the solar system contains many worlds, and each world contains many countries and contains many cities, and each city contains many. Now, but the country is the same. So Delhi is the same, in which many people are living. Similarly, so now the fourth dimension and fifth dimension that we are talking about, is it common does it pervade everybody's soul, and is it a common layer, just like the country and the world and the...
Seventh body is common for everybody, the one. But not that, because as you said, that it can be a different countries, no? It can be live in different countries and different locations, and even in the maybe solar system, different, just theoretically saying that if, say, every planet has some kind of establishment there, so it is possible. So that's how. But all of us, our common connection is we are one, the final one. Seventh body, all same. All of our seventh body is same.
Then, so the fourth bodies of different people can communicate with each other at the
of course,
fourth
because
level,
the same
right?
field can communicate. Yes.
So my own fourth body of a different lifetime and my current fourth body are the same or not?
Are the same. Your soul has a same body, same all higher bodies for your soul. You don't share with anybody else. It is your own channel. Only the seventh body is same. See, you remember in the beginning of the today's session, I said that the universal consciousness created different parts of itself, infinite parts. So you are that part. Unless until you come back, it will not be same with any other soul. You will not share,
What
but
about
your soul.
Sorry.
You can communicate, but it will not belong to you. You can communicate with any other soul. You can share the same space, but it will not be you.
So it is it's the energy, right? I mean, the what you have explained earlier, these are the energy bodies.
Energy is your higher bodies, but you are talking about the operating platform. It's a domain. See, you think like that. It is like we call it a sutratma, like different, life at like a garland, the different flowers. When the flower drops, it passes on that its own experiences into the thread. The thread is common, not the flowers. So in that, so if we any lifetime, if we wanted to go to the what happened to the 3-4 lives before, then we go to the thread and find out to that what happened there, and that experience is available.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, God bless you. Any other question?
Guruji, it means that when we finally merge, all our fourth, fifth, sixth bodies will merge into the seventh body.
That's correct.
That means
The
that
all
we
lower ones merges into the higher one.
higher one. So that means the journey is finished.
Correct.
Okay.
Suppose that if the solar system needs to be its journey need to be over.
Okay.
Then what will happen is first all this the lower ones will merge with the one. All countries become the world. Some pralaya will happen. It becomes the one, and then the planet will go and finally enter into the sun, and the sun will it disappeared by the energy, and also that is merged with the universe. So all lower ones get dissolved into the higher ones. I'm just giving for understanding purposes only.
Understood. Now things are becoming very clear. Thank you, Guru. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So if there is no other question, we'll go for our Kriya and meditation. Just sit straight. Keep your spinal cord straight.